Hello there, people of the internet. This is going to be kind of a rant video, but also kind of an explanation video. So throughout my time of my YouTube career, I have learned that there are people out there, lots of people out there, a ton of people out there, who will absolutely foam at the mouth if you pronounce something improperly. And over my time, I have tried to correct my pronunciations. However, the community is just so freaking divided on how to pronounce things that not even they know how to pronounce certain items. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. First off, let me go ahead and say, if you like my work, Patreon and Utreon links are below. That helps me make content, because what I'm doing here is not free. And in my personal opinion, of course, there are plenty of people out there who seem to wholeheartedly disagree with this opinion. In my personal opinion, if your biggest worry is the pronunciation of whatever it is that I'm talking about, even though the pronunciation is not discouraging the information that is being presented, then you are probably living one cushiony life. And I wish that I could have such a softcore life to where my biggest worry is how some random YouTuber pronounces, XYZ piece of equipment. And if you hate wrong pronunciations so wholeheartedly, I have seen people get absolutely irate in the comments. If you despise mispronunciations so thoroughly, then you must definitely absolutely hate people that have an accent, right? Yeah, alright. Well, let's go ahead and dive right into this discussion. This is one that is mispronounced a lot, especially here in America, especially here in these southern states. You get somebody with a southern accent or a southern drawl, and they're going to mispronounce this rifle. This is the Mosin Nagant. Now, I have seen this rifle pronounced Mosin Nagant on a, very regular basis. And whenever I pronounce it Mosin Nagant, which is the way the name is pronounced, the name of the creator is pronounced, they foam at the mouth like they always do, and they're like, that's not how you pronounce that. It's pronounced Mosin Nagant here in the English language, as there is no U in the name Nagant. And this is something that I have seen on a regular basis. So that is kind of the caveat of where we're going to start. This Mosin Nagant is a 9130. This is actually the first Mosin Nagant I had in my first video. This is my first Mosin Nagant, my first military surplus rifle, my first real rifle. I have stuck a lot of ammunition through this rifle. Now, that being said, the ammunition is not free, so links to support are below. But also below is the comments section, which I'm sure is going to be an absolute mess in this video. Okay, so the M1 Garand, right? Or the M1 Garand, which is the correct pronunciation. Literally, go through and read the comments and you'll see how divided people are whenever it comes to this pronunciation. You will see people saying it's this way, you will see people saying it's this way, and it's all about the perception of that particular individual. The man's original name was pronounced Garand. That is the Canadian way that they pronounce his name. However, with the American English depiction, it would be pronounced Garand, and that is the way that the Army pronunciation has been. That is the Army pronunciation, Garand. So is it Garand from the guy's name, or Garand from the adoption of the rifle, which is the correct pronunciation? And you will see people fighting about this in the comments wholeheartedly. They will talk about how the guy's name is the most important thing, and then you'll have people say the Army, the millions of people that have used this rifle, fought with this rifle, bled and died with this rifle, have earned the respect of having this rifle called the Garand, which is what they all called it. Personally, I don't give a damn if I'm talking about this M1 rifle and I call it the Garand, then you know what I'm talking about, and I don't think it freaking cares. Or how about this one? Oh, this is a very contradicting one. Carbine or Carbine. I have made a couple of videos about the Carbine carbine, well, about my Carbine carbines, and what'll happen is I'll you know, pronounced both ways. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen me do this several times on the channel. I'll be like, this way or that way, however it is you want to pronounce it. But you will have people, you will have people in the comments fighting with each other because I said however you want to pronounce it. And they'll be like, it's pronounced this way. No, you're wrong, you stupid idiot scumbag piece of, like, it gets very vulgar in the comments. And what'll happen is, I mean, these people just wholeheartedly believe it's pronounced one way or the other way. So is it pronounced carbine or is it pronounced carbine? Typically, carbine is more of a military designation, more of a military use, and carbine is more of a Hollywood movie, video game, pop culture use. Now, that being said, this kind of jumps us back to the M1 Garand. If you think it's pronounced carbine because of military use, do you also think that it's pronounced Garand because of military use, or is it pronounced Garand because of the guy that actually, you know, made it? Carbine Williams. Is it actually pronounced Carbine Williams, or did he pronounce it Carbine Williams? In which case, if he pronounced it Carbine Williams, and he's the father of the M1 Carbine, would the M1 Carbine still be pronounced M1 Carbine, even though you wholeheartedly believe it's pronounced carbine in general, if you're talking about a short rifle? The pronunciation war is, oh, it's smoking hot. Or how about something like this, Carcano? Well, here in America, it's known as Carcano, or Carcano. I've seen that pronounced a couple of times. That's a lot less often than Carcano, but you will have people over in Europe, like I get this all the time, you will have people over in Europe who call it Carcano. So here it's Carcano, there it's Carcano. Occasionally you'll get somebody with an accent or something that calls it Carcano. Yeah, no way, I mean, with that one right there, there's no way to really tell which pronunciation is correct. And yet you will have people wholeheartedly, like, battle to the death in the comments, talking about which pronunciation they think is correct. And as I watch people do this, it just really proves to me and shows me how little it takes to get people to fight it out over something so nonsensical. Like, I will provide a video with legitimately good information and excellent insight, because I run a lot of experiments on these things. Whenever I have questions about an old firearm and I can't find any information on it, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to go out and do it myself. Like, for example, with my M1 Garand Slamfire myth, I wanted to see if that was actually true, so I went out and I tested it. Well, whenever I was making similar videos to that, I'm not sure how that one turned out, but whenever I was making similar videos to that, I'll provide, like, a very good video, in my personal opinion, with information that you can't find anywhere else. And the one thing people focus on is the fact that I mispronounced carbine, and then I'll have the same video with people saying, I'm glad you pronounced carbine correctly. And there's a lot of infighting that goes on with this. Speaking of fighting, let's go ahead and use this old war horse. This is my 9130. I already told you guys about it. I have a lot of videos with this 9130, 7.62 by 54 rimmed. This particular one is not very accurate because I have shot roughly, approximately, hell, probably over 40,000 rounds at this point. How many rounds have I put through this just on this YouTube channel? So, not very accurate, but I should still be able to hit our still target at the, oh, I don't know, 35, 40 yards that we're at. Yep, that hit it. God. This is one hell of a rifle, guys. Oof. Well, I hit it every time. Get off my table. Disgusting spent cartridge. At least brass is reusable. Like I said, I'm expecting this video to get some spicy comments, and if you're gonna say it's pronounced this way or that way, look in the comments and you will see just how many people disagree with you and their rationale behind it. So thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share, description, bunch of links, go check it out, including Discords. If you want to go join the Discord server, I'm there talking to people regularly. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. The poor man's Garand. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.